Welcome to San Academy Group of Schools, Kamakoti Nagar. Happy day, children. It's really nice to see you again after a short break. So I hope all of you are staying at home, staying healthy and eating good food and enjoying with your parents. After the home learning schedule which we gave you and in continuation we did the online sessions, I'm sure you're all thorough with the March-April portions. And we have also supported you with YouTube videos which will help you to recapitulate the concepts at your own leisure. So please go through the YouTube links and wherever you have a doubt, please note it down. I'm sure once we are back, we will clarify those doubts and we will get back on board. Now, a small deviation from the routine videos and the routine classes you saw. So we thought we will share with you some videos on value education, personality development, and also on all the CC activities which you undergo during a normal class activity. So my topic today is on sense of ownership. So today I'm going to talk to you certain things on how as a person you're going to take up ownership as a student for your learning. As the word itself says, ownership means you own something, isn't it? So your parents own a house, a car, you own dresses, you own your books, so you own a cycle. So that is ownership. So it is yours, isn't it? So the sense of ownership means taking responsibility, thinking that it is your own. So learning also is ownership. Unless you take ownership for your own learning, learning cannot happen. Nobody can learn for you. If you have to achieve success in your life, you have to get marks in your board exams. You have to get marks in your school exams. You have to take the ownership. You have to learn and you have to write your exams well. Only then you can score marks. Nobody can do that job for you, isn't it? So today we'll talk about ownership in detail and let us see various circumstances where ownership plays a very important role. So in this presentation, we see the value of sense of ownership. So we say it is voice and choice. So you have a choice whether you want to take up ownership or you don't want to take up ownership. So many a times what you do under any circumstance which goes against your wishes or which does not fulfill your goal, the fault is always on the other side. So you say that it is his fault, her fault, their fault, it is not me, and it is not what I did, it is because of this reason, it is because of that reason. So let us think, whose responsibility is this? Is it the responsibility of others that you did not accomplish your goal, or the responsibility lies within you? That talks about ownership. So ownership starts with you. Now let us see what is lack of sense of ownership. So when we talk about this, it is the feeling of not being responsible. So you need to be responsible for all your jobs. If you don't take the responsibility, definitely you will not achieve the way you want it. Not taking interest in one's work. So you feel that somebody else will do your work. It's not your job. So when you don't take interest, naturally you will not be able to accomplish what you want. Pointing fingers or blaming others for our mistakes. So when it doesn't turn out well, what we do is try to find fault with the other person. That it is because of this reason that I could not do it. It is because of that reason I could not do it. It is because this person said like this, I could not do it. So we start blaming others and trying to point out fingers at others. Finding excuses. Many a times we do that, isn't it? So when your teachers ask you for some submissions, what do? We always find excuses. So that is also lack of sense of ownership. Laziness. Laziness to do the work at the right time. It's a very, very important point to be noted. So, the crux of the matter is that you need to accept responsibility for your actions. Be accountable for your results. Take ownership of your mistakes. When you do this, automatically you realize what is your responsibility and you do the work the way it has to be done and you reach your goal. Now let us look at this. Let us draw a line and let us see what is above the line and what is below the line. Take a oar and row your boat. It's a proactive behavior. So you take ownership, you are accountable, and you are responsible. Now when we see below the line, you are a reactive person, a reactive behavior. So you blame, you take excuses, and you deny your responsibility. Again, above the line, these are the choices. You make choices, you're accountable, you find better ways to do things, you see the possibilities of completing the work, there is a lot of hope, you own it, you see it, you solve the problems, you seek for solutions, you take responsibilities, you take action, and you seek feedback. So these are the things of a person who takes ownership of their work. Now below the line, let's see what we do. We always try to blame, deny, excuse as we saw earlier, do nothing about the situation, be a victim of being failure, wait for others, find fault, block, see problems, block. When we say block, it is a mind block. After some point of time, you feel you cannot do anything about it. You have no control over the situation. There are a lot of obstacles for you to reach your goal. And you stay stuck at one point and you're not able to accomplish what you want. So when students set their own goals, they take responsibility and ownership of their learning. So that is what we are trying to see in this presentation. So when you take responsibility of your own goals, and automatically the ownership comes. Now in the classroom, creating a classroom culture of shared ownership. So what we do is, we ask for opinions, we emphasize growth, we gather student voices, we redefine the class participation. So a healthy classroom is when you try to do all these things, you share your opinions, you ask your friends what is to be done to do better. You always think of your growth. You always take ownership of your work. So when you take ownership, your class culture also changes and there is a lot of growth in the classroom. You help each other and each one of you grow together. So let us talk about the ways to help students take ownership of their learning. Exploring meaningful choices. Establish clear learning objectives. Accepting feedback and working on it. Developing new strategies and ideas. So when you make meaningful choices, it is what you like. The choice which you are making is what you like. So automatically the ownership comes. So you enjoy what you do. So that is called exploring meaningful choices. Establish clear learning objectives. So the objectives, your goals are very, very clear. So you know where you're walking through. Accepting feedback and working on it. This is accepting feedback from everybody around you, taking it positively, taking it to work on it. So normally what we do is when we get a feedback, we feel they are trying to blame you or they are trying to put you down. It is not so. You have to take it positively. You have to think that is for your betterment and work on it. Developing new strategies and ideas. So as you're doing a job, you have to find easy ways to do it, smart ways to do it, Find out new strategies and ideas which will help you to accomplish your goal. Now let us see the success stories. Choices of successful students accepting personal responsibility. Successful students adopt the creator role, believing that their choices create the outcomes and experiences of their lives. Master creator language, accepting personal responsibility for their results. Make wise decisions, consciously designing the future they want. Now, students who struggle, they accept the victim role, believing that external forces determine their outcomes and experiences of their lives. Use victim language, rejecting personal responsibility by blaming, complaining, and excusing. Make decisions carelessly, letting the future happen by chance rather than by choice. To conclude my presentation, I would like to give you a live example of the sense of ownership. Now, all of us know we are struggling against COVID-19. It has shaken the entire world, but we also see people working to help everyone. The doctors, the nurses, the health workers, the sanitary workers are working round the clock 24 by 7. People are working, our policemen are on the job, on the roads. Now, we all know coronavirus is such an infectious disease, and they know that they are going to get infected at some point of time because they're working closely with people who are infected. What is the sense of ownership here? You need to understand. The doctor, the nurse are not thinking that if I attend to a patient with coronavirus, I'm going to get infected. They know that it is a risk of their life, but still, they do it because of their sense of ownership. The health workers, the sanitary workers, look at them. They know they're going to get infected, but still, they are on the job. They are cleaning your roads every day. They are cleaning the junk every day. They are out on the road. We are all staying inside safe. But look at the people who are working outside. It is only because of the sense of ownership of their job. They know their responsibility and they want to take ownership of their responsibility. This is a classic example of the sense of ownership. So students, what I want to tell you is you have to take ownership of your own learning. You cannot expect your parents to keep on telling you that you have to take your books and read every day. You can't expect your teachers to tell you to learn for the test. The ownership should come from your end. You have to do the start. You know what you want to achieve. Your goal is, you know the goal is there. You need to achieve your goal. So you have to start, you have to take the first step. Once you take the first step, you just have to walk and go reach your goal. The sense of ownership is within you. So start from today. You're all very, very good. You're all very, very smart. The spark is required. So take sense of ownership, take responsibility for your own learning, and make sure you achieve success, which is your board exam. All of your aim should be to score above 90, 95 in your board exam. That is the only target for this year for all of you. Take ownership of that. Work towards that. I'm sure all of you are going to come up with flying colors, and we are all here to help you out to do that. So have a good day. Stay home. Stay safe.